The theme of the second African Union MSME Forum, and I quote, "Startup Acts, an emerging instrument to foster development and innovation in Africa," end of quotation, has been carefully chosen. In so doing, we are motivated by the contribution startups are making in inclusive growth and sustainable development across Africa. Innovation generates high rates of growth. Startups worldwide are major contributors to this. Startups also contribute to job creation, as earlier highlighted by previous speakers, and especially among the youth who want to start their lives with access to decent jobs. And among others, startups also contribute to financial inclusion. Legislation will provide an enabling environment for the emergence and growth of startups across our continent. Professor and Ambassador H.E Amb made a very comprehensive submission on this. And I'll proceed by saying that this year, we have been able to bring together a number of micro, small, and medium enterprises from across the continent. The participants will be afforded training and networking with different stakeholders on the continent and showcasing their products. There will also be a pitching competition. The top 3 winners will be awarded prizes, including participating at this year's Inter-African Trade Fair, which is going to be held from the 9th to the 15th of November in Cairo, Egypt. Of great importance is also the fact that in the forum program, we have a session dedicated to directors of micro, small, and medium enterprises from ministries, departments, and agencies from the different AU member states. This is a good development because it provides an opportunity to share experiences and best practices from a policy perspective in the growth and development of micro, small, and medium enterprises. Like I said earlier, if need be, let us pool representatives from ministries of finance and from the taxation agencies of member states. We also need them in this forum. We are convening this forum for the second time. And this is one of the important events in the implementation of the African Union Small and Medium Enterprise Strategy. The African Union Small and Medium Enterprise Strategy will greatly contribute to Africa's commercial and sustainable development. Micro, small and medium enterprises form the bulk of the private sector on the continent, with some estimates putting the figure at 90% of all businesses. And this was highlighted in earlier speeches. Worldwide, they create more than 50% of jobs. According to the World Bank, 600 million jobs will be needed by 2030 to absorb the growing number of youth needing employment worldwide. The World Bank further estimates that 7 in 10 jobs created in the developing world, including Africa, will come from micro, small, and medium enterprises. It is, therefore, important that we come together and support these enterprises. They will require supportive legislation. They will require capacity building in areas like product development, accounting, and marketing. They also, among others, require access to cheap finance. For many of them, they also need to be exposed to the levers of clustering to competitively position themselves to take advantage of commercial advantages offered by the large and growing market of the African continental free trade area. In this connection, we shall utilize initiatives such as the cluster development and industrial upgrading enterprise modernization and innovation program being implemented by UNIDO to support micro, small, and medium enterprises with respect to competitiveness, and in the process, enhance their participation in the continental and international markets. Let me at this stage point out that the Department of Economic Development, Trade, Tourism, Industry, and Minerals looks forward to working with all of you in other areas such as the African Women in Processing, or AWIP. This program aims at empowering women in manufacturing and agro-processing. We're also giving an opportunity to youth-led startups through our partnerships with different organizations. The Youth Startup of Operators will, through a competitive process, be afforded opportunities to showcase their innovative business ideas at the 3rd Intra-African Trade Fair. Like indicated earlier, it's going to be held in November this year in Cairo, Egypt. With this initiative, like was done in Durban, South Africa, at the 2nd Intra-African Trade Fair, African youth-led startups from across the 5 continents, regions of the continent, rather, will be given a platform to participate at the 3rd Intra-African Trade Fair through the AU Youth Startup Pavilion. They will be able to showcase their innovative ideas and solutions, as well as meet potential investors. Access to finance is a key constraint to the growth of small and medium enterprises. It is the second most cited obstacle facing SMEs in their growth strategies, especially in emerging markets and other developing countries. According to NEPAD, micro, small, and medium enterprises are mostly challenged by their capacity to afford loan instruments because of the high bank rates, varying between 20 to 25%. Other financial providers, such as microfinance organizations, charge between 40 to 50%. And these very high rates are a huge hindrance to the growth of these enterprises. And we need to work together to find some solutions. One of them would be for African governments in their startup acts to provide interest-free loans. This is what has spurred startup growth and development in many parts of the world. During the 17th Extraordinary Summit in Niamey, development finance institutions, including Badia, African Trade Insurance Agents, African Guarantee Fund, African Solidarity Fund, and the African Guarantee and Economic Cooperation Fund agreed to set aside funds through national banks to enable micro, small, and medium enterprises build capacities to access finance. The African Development Bank has developed specific funding mechanisms for women and the youth. In addition, there are a number of social enterprises in Africa promoting financial inclusion through digital banking for micro, small, and medium enterprises. Furthermore, the Pan-African Chambers of Commerce and Industry will be exploring funding options available to micro, small, and medium enterprises on the continent with a focus on bridging the financing gap. All these initiatives are commendable, and we encourage the institutions to continue their good work of contributing to inclusive growth and sustainable development in Africa by broadening and deepening access to finance. In collaboration with different partners, including the International Trade Center and development finance institutions, we are working together towards establishing of the Enterprise Africa Network, EAN. This is one of the initiatives under the African Union SME strategy. This is a platform where micro, small, and medium enterprises will be able to access different services, including information on financing, market access, as well as mentoring and coaching. In this way, they will be well positioned to be linked to regional, continental, and global value chains. Through this platform, micro, small, and medium enterprises will also be able to know where there's demand for their goods and services. In addition, they will be exposed to various sources of financing, raw materials, as well as the investment climate in the different parts of the continent. In December 2017, 88 World Trade Organization members signed a statement at the 11th Ministerial Conference of the WTO, declaring their intention to create an informal working group on micro, small, and medium enterprises. The working group is meant to explore ways in which the World Trade Organization members would better support micro, small, and medium enterprises' participation in global trade. It now meets several times a year, and 98 members of the World Trade Organization participate in the discussions. Currently, only 6 of the 55 African Union countries are part of this working group. I encourage more African countries to join the WTO Informal Working Group on micro, small, and medium enterprises. As I conclude, let me thank the organizers of this year's AU Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprise Forum for bringing all of us here together. Special thanks should go to our partners for supporting this year's forum in different ways, including through financial and technical assistance. My team also worked tirelessly to make this a very successful event, and I'm sure it is going to be a very successful event. I also thank them very much. And with that, I now declare this meeting officially opened. I thank all of you for your kind attention.